What's a crack-a-lackin', Roy?
How you doing, man?
I'm gonna change it up on you this morning. You weren't
Oh,
expecting
that
that,
one
was
got
you?
me. Yeah, it was like, uh, given our prior
I need to come.
conversation, it
Yeah, I need to come up with
was
something different every day.
it was influencing you. Our prior conversation. All right, so let's see. Let's get us going. So
You
we had a
said it. We
pretty
got a big
horrendous.
ass.
Go ahead.
I said you said it or before pre-stream. We got a big ass zone this morning.
Yeah, there's
Big
no
ass zone.
doubt in getting around that one. It's just a 60 point. Let me get my windows right here. Just a 60-point beast. 60 points? Yeah, 60 points.
Yeah, you
Oh.
could actually probably. I'm gonna show you something. So you
Mhm.
could probably play it to there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if it breaks, this is yesterday's high, right? No, yesterday's low. So if it breaks that, that's going to be a key level, right? Key level of support.
Mm-hmm.
If you was to break that, and then you have this little zone right here that I would pay attention to. If you break that zone, then you could actually get a move, which this is probably the better zone, to be honest with you. You're looking from there to there's a 20-point move.
Mm.
So I'll probably leave it here. Just if we get a break, retest and a pop, this would be a good spot. Then you come up, then you got settlement here. So if you was to break out, you could actually get a settlement, and you could get to this high. Actually, you got to look at this level right here. This has been a bitch of a level, right?
Mm-hmm.
As we've tested that level and haven't been able to break through it. So I would actually look at my zone being here this morning. So a little bit different than we normally play. We normally play on the 4-hour candle, which would take us back to here. But actually, if you look at this big move, you could actually play this probably. Let's look at hourly, and I bet you money, and my money is right. You got a small fair value gap right there, from there to there. So I think this is a better zone because if it breaks this, that actually breaks that fair value gap too. It could move up.
Right.
So that's my thesis this morning. So just to make it a little more tradable, because you could get up here, and if we do break to the upside, I'm not saying we are, but if we do, you could bounce to here, then come back down and bounce here, and you could chop in that area, right? So I like this zone a little bit better as far as us playing this morning. Just my thought process on that zone. So I think it makes sense. It makes sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense to you.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense to me.
If you look over here, just look to your left, right? This has been honestly, this would probably be a zone all by itself if we didn't have that zone already. So you would look. I mean, just look at that zone. That's the zone right there. So, and that would actually break into it and get us a breakout at the top. So that's why I like it. So we'll see what happens with it. We'll play it from there. Of course, we could just die off and never even touch up there, and it's a moot point that whether that was a 40-point or a 60-point zone.
Yeah, we filled the election gap on SPY. We did not quite get there on ES, but it was close enough. We still got, but SPY. Switch to my chart here. Go to SPY daily. So here's your 200-day moving average is at 569.30 on SPY, which is about 7 points away. On ES, we tapped it yesterday at 57.41 and then bounced, and now we're coming back. So do they complete the SPY retrace, if you will, to the 200? SPX, same deal, right? To the 200 is 57.06. So you're still about 70 points away from that. My guess emphasis on guess, is you'll see that test soon. I'm not saying today, but it does seem like a spot that they would want to push it down to.
Dirty Harry is bringing up his best Jerry Maguire this morning. Show me the
I like
money.
it.
I do too. Let's get it. Yesterday was kind of a shit day for both of us there. So, full transparency, I lost a couple accounts acting stupid, and I lost my Take Profit Trader account. I've got two of them. I went on and bought two more back, and hell, we're almost got those funded again. So, we'll get it back. It's just the point of things. The Take Profit Trader one really hurts because it dipped down and took me out, and then ran enough where I would have got $3,000 on the trade. So
Yeah.
That's the frustrating part. That's the one that kicks you right in the nuts. But here we are. I did trade overnight. I hit sees for yesterday and last night. Take Profit Trader between two accounts. I hit $1,400, I think, between those two accounts. And I've already got two accounts locked up. I hit $200 in both those last night, just before Trump spoke. Because I saw opportunity. I was sitting here. I was looking at open, and I was like, "Hey, this drop came right down perfect." And I was like, "CBD's popping. I'm gonna." And it was CBD was at 22,000 where it closed at. That's a huge number, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you had to figure there were still buyers in there, and it dipped down. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna scalp a couple $100 off this real quick. And I think both my trades together might have been in it for 30 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I got in, hit $200, got the next one, hit $200, locked them both up, and called it a day.
That's awesome.
It made me able to sleep last night. Helps out.
Yeah, that's the hardest part of this gig is bouncing back from days that you have bad days, and I had a really bad day, probably my worst day trading futures, and probably definitely 2025, but probably since we've been streaming, I just could not see it right, and then got married to a bias, and so now it's back to getting confidence back up, pushing yourself to maintain your good habits that you had hoped you had formed, but get back to the basics, if you will, and we'll have a good day today. That's all it's about.
I saw somebody talk, and they were being interviewed, and they asked the reporters, like, "Hey, why do you think the Manning brothers were such good quarterbacks?" Talking about Peyton and Eli.
Mm-hmm.
If you think it was talent, and the reporter kind of looked at him like, "Well, I mean, yes, talent has a lot to do with it. Nice." So they were probably the least talented quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
He said it was the fact that they worked hard, one,
Mm-hmm.
and they said if you look on the sideline, if either one of you ever saw them throw an interception, you look on the sideline, you couldn't tell if they just threw a touchdown or if they just had an interception. You could never tell. So their emotions never changed. They were always the same. They handled everything the same. So that's what made them great, is because they never let their emotions control what they did. I was like, ooh,
Yep.
it hits kind of close to home there.
Definitely.
We are open. CBD is going for 6,000.
Oh, wow.
We're down below the EMA. Yeah, we're down below the EMA. 6,200. We'll see. We're going to let it play out. We're definitely not rushing the trade. We got data at 8:45 and 9 o'clock this morning. So if we do get in the trade before that, we will look to make a few $100 on it real quick and get back out. Roy, what's that new unusual wells things that you need to start studying for us?
Periscope
Periscope.
market exposure. So it's a little add-on, $5 add-on. I'll probably look to maybe watch some videos on that soon. I think Unusual Whales has like a little tutorial on it.
Is he wearing a Spider-Man mask?
Yeah.
Anybody that knows Unusual Whales, I guess there's only a few people who knows actually who that really is. But they would stream when they first started. I know he would sit there and wear a Spider-Man suit and do his streaming,
That's
and
funny.
you see him, but couldn't tell he was because he was Spider-Man.
We're getting
7,000 CBD.
Yeah.
We can see how this changed because yesterday we kind of saw it. CBD kind of told the story yesterday. It was hanging around negative. What did it get to, like negative 5,000? Never really got bad negative. And then it started moving and it got to zero. I was like, crap, this thing. And of course, then it shows that the buyers finally stepped in because it finished the day at positive 22,000. Is CBD telling us the same story today? It's at 67, 6,800 right now.
You got to reject at the 8.
Rejected to the 8. 21?
Sorry, on the 10 minute. On the 10 minute.
Yeah. Okay, got you.
And then looks like it's going for it again here.
Yeah, a few levels to watch. So on the 10 minute, you got the 21 is at 801. You got VWAPs at 812. The 50s at 817. You got the 200 is 834. There's some upside places to watch. Did not like that 21 after all. There did it.
No, it did not.
I was wondering why my anchored VWAP didn't work yesterday. Didn't pay attention to it when I asked Roy. So today's the 5th, right? And Roy never checked. Roy just assumed I was right. Yeah. Well, yesterday was the 4th. So when I plugged in the information on my anchor VWAP, I plugged it in for the 5th. So guess what? I didn't have to change my anchor VWAP this morning. It's already set.
Well, and that probably was part of the reason why we were messing up yesterday is we didn't have that one tool. So I would assume it would have helped us out quite a bit yesterday.
I didn't look. I didn't want to look because I knew I was going to be pissed if I looked at it.
Yeah.
So I didn't look at it. I just played it. I feel like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. I'm hoping my house stays here today. The wind's blowing so damn hard. It is howling out there. I wake up and there's shit everywhere. So, but it's also cold now.
SPY tide early on, got call premium rising, put premium dropping, call / positive volume. Holdings the opposite look, put premium up, negative volume. So getting both tides showing different things, and another test of this EMA.
So I think another thing that messed us up yesterday some was tide. We put too much into tide.
Yeah, I mean, it ended up playing out, but it took all morning session, I guess you'd say. So tide is tide is exactly that, right? It's options data. So options data, options can sometimes takes a little bit longer to play out than regular stuff.
On this drop, CBD's going to 7,400. Seems buyers are here now this morning. So, look, this is what I was talking about yesterday, too. You got lower volume today to start the day. So, this volume we had here is what we had at 9:15, 9:30 yesterday. 40,000. So, Looks like today is going to be a lower volume day so far. That's interesting. We always know that typically lower volume tends to like the bulls better. They can push through easier. We'll see if that happens. That might not be the case after all, but more times than not, that is the case. So, and look, we could just chop around all day.
Yeah, I mean, you got data, so obviously that's going to be a catalyst.
What you got FOMC in 2 weeks?
Yeah, you got FOMC in 2 weeks. You got Beige book later today.
Yeah.
So you got CPI next week. You got FOMC the following week, and then
Yeah, you got jobless claims. I mean, you got tomorrow. You got a lot going on here in the next 2 weeks. So,
yeah.
Yesterday was a volatile day, and we figured it possibly would be. With, I guess they didn't call it a State of the Union since he addressed the full Congress. It was a little different how he did it yesterday. I guess there was both. My biggest question was yesterday is like, how could you have all those people in one location? I didn't think we were supposed to have all those people in one location at one time. I mean, you had the president, vice president, you had the Speaker of the House. There's your top three members of the world right there. America.
Yeah.
And that was, you had Chief Justices there, you had generals there. Yeah. I mean, it was just, you had members of the Senate in there, you had all the Congress. It was, well, you had all the Congress till a boy got kicked out. That was something.
Did not like that EMA.
No, it did not so far. Look at the lower volume coming in here, though. You got a minute 40 left in this candle, and we're not about halfway of what we got the volume in the first candle. So today is going to look like, for sure, unless we get a bunch of volume to come in after data or around data, it's going to be kind of lackluster on volume today, which is okay. We'll trade what we see, right?
Yep.
Being 8:38, we got the first data comes at 8:45. If we get a move down, I more than likely will not take it here, just because I know that bit us in the ass yesterday. But just with data coming out, you got what? Services PMI, composite PMI coming out. You got, and then you got ISM and factory orders. I mean, you got a lot of stuff coming out in the next 15, 20 minutes. So it's just best to be patient and wait. At least this makes for better TV than yesterday. When we were in a bad trade, we went radio silent for a little while. We were trading yesterday. They were kind of shocked with that.
I was rewatching some of it yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, you poor soul!" Looking at myself, I'm like, "Yeah, I know what you were feeling right there. Yep, I know what you were hoping for there."
I don't know how you go back and watch it. I can't watch myself.
Yeah.
CBD
I was trying to
5,800. I'm just saying CBD came at 5,800, but they popped 299 iceberg orders to the upside. That's why we getting this move back up.
Yeah, I was trying to get like emotional clues for myself yesterday to figure out when I was getting into a part that I knew. Yeah, it actually helped a little bit. See, look at this pop above. Finally broke it.
Yeah, going for 8,000 CBD now. That's a big pop there. Over 8,000. You dirty dog, you. Look at that move from, even if you just took that one break right there, you got, what, 10 points out of it. But you got that 50 right there. We know how that 50 is a lot of times. So 50 VWAP and the 200 to go through. So you got a lot of stuff to go through. Oh, I see red over here. Well, okay. Bank of England is speaking. Okay, that's where we're getting. Every time I see red on the news feed over here now, I'm worried Trump said something.
That is not unfounded fear.
He was on one last night, so don't tell me what might come out today.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize they booed him and stuff, and I think it just fuels him more.
Yeah.
Because after that point, he was making a point to talk to him after they booed him really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Every time he would say something negative, he would just, even if he wouldn't look, he'd point that way and just. it was embarrassing and funny all at the same time, all of it. Oh, you dirty dog, you.
So is the market anticipating the tariffs to be lifted today? That was kind of the sentiment yesterday after hours with Lutnick, what he said which I don't know if you saw that Joe Kernan interview with him on CNBC. It was actually really good.
No.
Lutnick and Kernan was asking tough questions, which is good, and forcing Lutnick to answer about the tariffs and what they're trying to do. Because Wall Street is going to be kind of anti-tariffs forever.
Yep.
So it was a nice little battle that was going there, but Lutnick basically said they could roll back the tariffs today.
Yeah, I know he said that, but then Trump was adamant last night that they're coming April 2nd, so that could change. I was watching. I had it on before. I think I had it on Fox, and it was Harold Ford Jr. If anybody knows Harold Ford Jr., he's a Democrat from Memphis. And he's actually been, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but he's actually been pretty down the middle on his thought process and what he says on air and stuff. I don't know what his family was diehard Democrats, far left Democrats. So it's really strange to see him up there where he's actually conveying both sides. I guess if you get out of politics, you can do it now, but and you get paid money to do it, so you can do that now. He actually mentioned tariffs, and he was like, "Hey," he said, "they're making a big deal of tariffs, and it's nothing. Tariffs are nothing to this economy." And he kind of went on, and I was like, and it made sense. He's like, if you look, he said, tariffs are a part of everything everybody does anyway. He said, just Trump saying it out loud. He said, there's tariff threats every day. He said, you don't think the Biden administration threatened tariffs against stuff all the time? They just did it privately. He said, Trump's more brash. Trump's going to put it out there because he wants to debate you. So Trump's going to put it out there where you have to debate him on it. And he's going to call your bluff on it. So that's the difference. He said, tariffs are nothing new. Tariffs are mentioned every day. And then he talked about the stock market. He's like, look, he said, this is a bump in the road. They're trying to get, the bonds up. I don't know. Do you see the thing where the bonds can actually pay off the debt by what he's doing?
No, I did.
I was like, I never thought of it that way, but it's actually pretty damn smart if you think about it. You get people rushing. All right, the market is so volatile right now. Let's get people to rush to bonds. When you buy bonds, what are you doing? You're buying debt, right? So you're paying your debt off. Right. He said he's pushing everybody to buy these bonds. You look, bonds are just going crazy. Well, what's that doing? That's paying our debt off. Had data come out, 51. Final actual services PMI was 51. Forecast 49.7. Previous is 49.7. Okay. There's your first hurdle of the day out.
So that's inflationary?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because PMI is prices to manufacture, so the price to manufacture, which is expected. It's kind of strange though. Everybody we're talking about the tariffs and this. If it's a 1.4% increase due to tariffs, that's not a bad deal there. That should come back down relatively quickly. So good luck figuring it out. We can sit here and talk and say what we think. Probably not right.
I think that data would not include any sort of tariff just yet. So I guess the fear would be if the tariffs come, does that number continue to spike when it shows up in the data?
We'll see.
Lagging data.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Most things that we look at and deal with daily's lagging. So
Yeah.
what pisses me off is when they do revisions.
Yes. Especially when you're on the wrong side of the data and they do a revision, you're like, you son of a.
What was the employment revision? Was it like 500,000 or something at one time? It was a stupid number. You're like, well, how can you be this far off?
Yeah, this wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it was way, way off. Well, we have one more round of data to come out. We've got it at 9 o'clock. So we got 12 and a half minutes till that happens. So CBD still holding above 7,000. It did pop up a little, but it's come back down some. So we'll see what happens here. It's kind of holding its own. You are getting a pop in put premiums and a drop in call premiums. Look at that volume. That volume was pretty. That volume looks like it's a lot, but it's really not anything compared to yesterday if you're looking at SPY Tide.
Yeah.
Like they make that volume look a lot bigger. We need to update our chart here because it's not that yesterday the volume was a lot higher.
There's a context for you.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. That shows you all you need to see right. Shows you all you need to see.
Yeah, I think, was it yesterday you were talking about that 97.50 area? It just kind of keeps hanging around that spot. In pre-market, you had a lot of wicks right around there.
Yeah. Well, I know you can say one thing. You can't say we rushed any trades this morning.
No.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't feel like, was there a big pop there? All right, now did you get a rejection here? Yeah, that's a couple places you could have traded at, but this is off. This came right at data, so you really couldn't trade. I mean, to be honest with you, it's hard to trade when you have data come out, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, it's gambling, really.
We said that yesterday at open too, then it crashed on down if we would have took that first one. The thing that irritates me, I think it was right around this area when I was like, we should probably take this break down here and didn't do it, then it tanked. I think that was the main one that really hurt the most because we saw it and still didn't trade it. But it's okay. We're here today. It's 10-minute candle. I know you love the 10-minute candles. This is an ugly 10-minute candle.
That is not pretty. Granted, it's data, but it is not pretty.
Not pretty at all. And just inverse that for the VIX candle.
Yeah, this thing's.
I'm sorry.
She goes.
Said his first XFA is not off to a hot start. Well, if you can learn anything from us, is just slow down, scale back, wait for your spots. Don't go on tilt. Just let it come to you, and then you'll be fine.
So Monty and I have been talking really mainly. I mean, Monty has scaled down considerably on the stream as far as his leverage and what he used to trade. He's 1 ES is mainly his bread and butter now. It used to be 2 to 3 on funded accounts. But for anybody out there, especially newer traders, these candles are big. They're very volatile. So you may look to scale down even outside of ES and do MES, even if that's 4 MES at a time. You've at least cut your risk in half because you can jump around about 10 points per candle right now, and it can really mess up an account pretty quick, as I learned yesterday. And it's just a different time right now as far as risk and tolerance.
Yeah, if you look, you look at the difference between me and Roy. So Roy's backing down. His cutting back is going to MES. I can't mentally. I can't trade MES. I can't sit there and make $30-$40 and be happy with it. And I know some people can, and some people think it's a lot. But that's, to me, it's almost not even worth my time if I'm not making at least $200 a time. That's why I go back to one ES. Kind of what my bread and butter was, how I got my take profit traders up, and I kind of went away from it yesterday, and it bit me in the ass. But I would put on one, right, and then when it went in my favor, I would add to that position. I didn't add when it went against me. I added to that position when it went in my favor.
Mm-hmm.
And then you turn that $200 trade. Well, you turn that $200 trade into a $400 or $500 trade really quick.
Yeah.
But only when it's going in your position. Don't add to losers. I've done it before. Like, I've scaled in. If I scale in earlier, like, crap, here's my spot right here, and I might do it still today, but it's not the safest way to trade. Now, ideally, let's say you get a breakout here, it comes back to retest. I add one on the retest. This is just an example, and it moves up, right? And it starts to go in my favor. Well, let's say it breaks this 34.50. I would probably add one there, thinking that we're going to get to this 42.50. So that would give me 8 more points. If you look at 8 more points by adding one, that's $400 more.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you get in at 24, you got 10, there's $500. You add, well, now that 400 is 800. So now you've got like $1,400 you made on that one trade, with not near the risk that you would have by adding when it was way down, like just down here and just adding all of it in at once.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. So that's going to be my strategy going forward. You'll see me move stocks, but then you're also going to see me probably add to trades that are winning if we get a big move. I hadn't done that a lot on here, but that's the best way to turn a $500-$600 day into a $1,000-$2,000 day, is adding to your winners. Right now, we're just hanging out. Just hanging out.
Data in 6 minutes.
Yep.
And, and a zoom out kind of view of things. It looks big, and the range is big, but it is just chop that you're seeing here, guys. Yeah. So,
hey, do you want to run through like all your Max 7 stuff real quick? I'm going to I'm going to run Dixie out real quick. I didn't take her out. I'm a little behind this morning, so I'm going to do this before the data comes out. That way I can be ready for it when it's here. So if you give me just a couple minutes.
Yeah, definitely. So we got ES starting to move down a little bit. It's going to retest, maybe inch its way down to that bottom zone. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it. Got a pretty aggressive move down here, so maybe we should keep an eye on it. Yeah, sorry. I'm kind of monitoring it myself. The Mag 7, you've got Apple down 1.7%, just coming off a cliff, it looks like right now. You got Nvidia down 0.35%. Microsoft is up 0.4%, but that is a red candle coming down. Google down 0.6% with a red candle coming down. Amazon saw itself under 200 yesterday and found support, ripped higher, got all the way down to 197.41. Just really interesting stuff from Amazon yesterday, to be honest. I was pretty impressed with its fight. Meta up 0.48%, 643. Tesla, wild ride. 261 it got to yesterday, ripped all the way back up to 284 by close. It's now somewhere in the middle there at 272. again, kind of potential gap fill here on Tesla. You're looking at 250 is kind of that spot everybody's looking for. So keep an eye on that. TLT got hit yesterday. It's now kind of recovering from its highs, pushing up. Looking at ES, it's still grinding its way down lower to this zone. Got data in about 3 minutes, so I wonder if you may get a little de-risk here, but for now it looks like it wants to test that bottom of the zone. So, oh man, there it goes. It has now made a new low, so we have tested the bottom of the zone. Data is coming out in 4 minutes, so they of course won't let me take this breakdown. So you still got 3 minutes on the candle, so the candle needs to close outside of the zone. That's the rule. So that will coincide with data. So you may get, it's just an absolutely horrible spot to try and take a break of the zone because of the data that's coming out in about 3 minutes. So just got to sit tight, unfortunately. It's a game of risk. It's a game of risk management. So doing that helps your risk management. But as you can see, it is breaking down. We had a hint here with the rejection right here on VWAP, and it kind of came lower, and then a nice wick up here again at 5,800, and it rejected. And again, hindsight, this stuff seems very obvious, but at the time, it's just chalk. But we finally got to move. Unfortunately, the candle close will coincide with data, so we'll
Be
play it
careful.
as it comes.
CBD is still 5,600 positive.
So market tide, you have puts rising, calls dropping, volume went negative. That is on the general market. On SPY, you have calls drop, puts slight drop, but also was on an uptick, and then volume going positive. So holdings, my gracious, they picked a side. So what you want to see here, right? So yes, we're getting a pop up, but yes, we're heading into data. So you could just get shorts covering heading into this data. So a ton of short covering, but could get a little bit.
I want to highlight what Harry said here. When I start adding, it stresses me out. Too much going on. So my suggestion to you would be do not add.
Or scale down.
If you're not comfortable with it, don't add. That's the best thing I can tell you. 6,000.
If you are uncomfortable with your position, that means you're too big in the position.
Yeah.
I trust me from experience. When I scale down, yes, it is not fun to have like $25, $30 moves when you could have had $250 and $300 move. But I can then add to that and not have the stress of it. Then once I start getting a little squeamish, I know I'm in way too big, personally.
Yep.
And
when I trade one MES or one ES, I have no emotions with it.
Yeah.
So that's why it doesn't allow me to continue to trade the ES, because that's what I feel comfortable with. I feel absolutely nothing with it unless you hit that $1,000 big move like we hit last week. So let's bring that back.
Yes. Well, you
got seconds to die.
5 seconds.
Yeah, let's get this. And okay.
There's your pop.
PMI actual 53.5. Forecast was 52.5. Factory orders were 1.7%. Forecast 1.7%. Previous.
Wow.
Yeah, we had bullish data. That's why you did not just go short there.
Yeah.
And there's got to be something wrong with my volume here, because it's showing 1 on volume here, and that's not right. It's actually 13,000.
The dime is going crazy.
Book map is going crazy. You could possibly see 58.20 on this move up, to be honest with you. You got orders there, then you got orders above that at 27.50, which would put us to breakout. 27.50 would be right there. top of this. So
I'm going to echo what Monty said as well. This is why we don't play data.
yeah,
You can't ignore that data is coming out, so therefore you just can't play technical moves just based off of technical moves. You have to know the data could be coming in and can absolutely rip the technical move in half. Fundamental data.
yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. There was nothing. I mean, this was not the greatest thing ever. So
Oh,
CBD it did go up to in the 9,000s. It's 9,200 now, but it is getting some moves back.
retesting
Now we got
5,800.
you got orders. But look, I'm gonna tell you, if you're looking at Bookmap right now, the COB side, look, that thing is moving a lot. You got a lot popping in and out. So see all those orders popping in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you just can't. You got to be careful with it.
I think your 9750 is looking like a spot to watch.
I'm gonna tell you another spot to watch. Came up and tested orb high and did not like it. Orb low is 84-ish. So
Did it
break below?
Did it tick the 200? Not quite.
It almost did the 50 on the 10-minute. Not quite on the 5-minute on the 200.
Gotcha.
Came back down. I'm gonna tell you, the spot's holding. Anchored VWAP.
Where is
That's
that?
where we came down. It is at 92.50. We came down about to it and tested it and bounced right off of it. So pretty close to it anyway. You are getting some sellers up here. So, but CBD is at 9,400 now.
So it's come back a little.
No, it's actually going up.
It's going up.
It was 92. Yes, 96.
92.
Now.
All right. Call volume went positive on general market tide. Having a little put premium drop call thing. So you could have this kind of
go back to the other one and then swap to SPY. Use on holdings another one.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, you're starting to get that move in calls. So
this is your biggest volume candle of the day so far. So how about that? This is going to be it.
How about that?
It's almost like they were waiting for the data to come out. Biggest volume buy. It's going to be, looks like it's going to be by a good bit too. CBD is 99, 98. I want to see how it reacts right here. This VWAP. Let's see if we can break VWAP. But you got it's right on it on the 10-minute, a little below it. So got to be patient. Look, this thing could come all the way back down. It could break out. This thing could still break out either side.
Yeah, it's battling VWAP.
Mine and Roy's zones are a little bit different because I brought mine in a little bit. I think I explained it at open. So
yeah,
if you look at his and look at mine, you will see a little bit of difference in the zone. CBD is over 10,000 now. Briefly came back to 99, 98. So you just got to sit here and wait. You got to be patient. This is the key. This is the part of trading that everybody's like, oh, This is the boring part, absolutely. But guess what? Boring pays.
It does.
Unless you're in a trade and you're boring like we were yesterday, where you just were speechless. That's a different kind of boring. I was y'all being boring, not us being boring.
Well, it pays. It just didn't pay us. It paid somebody.
You said it where the market is designed to the patient takes from the impatient.
Yeah.
What's the saying though? It's a different saying than that. But that's the gist meaning of it.
It's it's a transfer of wealth from based.
You're gonna look it up now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up. Let me see. Market patience saying. Stock market is a device for transferring money from impatient to the patient.
Well, shit, we were right. Had it right. Yeah, Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
I think if there's anybody you need to listen to, Warren Buffett might be one that would be.
Yeah.
Roy, so kind of funny thing here is on Trading View, I got a fair value gap we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that top rejection the first time was the very top of that down fair value gap.
Oh, wow.
So now you think if you break out here, that would actually put us above the 50 if it could break, but it's not liking the break so far. CBD is still climbing. So we're going to wait and wait. Look, I mean, the market's telling you you possibly could just buy along on a dip and let it go, but the problem is you got to figure out the dip, right? Where's the dip going to stop at?
So full exposure, I did buy SPY calls on that VWAP break. So options allow me to kind of hold it a little bit and not have to worry because options inherently have your risk built in already. So,
well, when you're trading futures here, you're trading leverage, right? So
yeah.
These moves can.
Your entry on futures is everything. Everything.
You don't have anything else. Theta, you don't have theta or delta or anything working against you, for you, any of that. So
right. But if you mistime your entry on futures, it is absolutely catastrophic at times on a market this volatile.
Yes. I got a thing from Take Profit Trader. If anybody has been interested in trying them, they do have a promo code now. This is not my pro. I'm not affiliate with them, but it is no fee 30, all caps. You get 30% off your test account, and then you pay no activation fee once you pass your test account. So that's savings of ends up being about $100 savings. So overall, compared to everything else. I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no problem with them because even though I did lose that account, I took them for $1,500 before I lost that account. There's not many firms you can take daily payouts in. I took 2 payouts, 500 and 1,000. So there's that. Roy didn't want to break that 200, did it? Not yet.
No, but I'm gonna take a chance, and I grabbed a long. I don't love it, but yeah, it's gonna come back and stop me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna follow you on this one.
Wow, it's gonna come right back up, you dirty dog.
Did it
Came
stop
back, stopped me out to a tick, and then came right back up.
Yeah, it might not be. I mean, you just gotta. I'm not doing anything right now just because I'm sticking to my plan today.
That is beautiful.
And my plan did not say to trade that. So, and look, it's not saying that Roy's right or wrong. This is not a one of us right, one of us wrong deal. This is if I'm going to be successful and I'm going to do this, which I mean, I think I'm pretty successful at it. I have bad days. Everybody has bad days. The thing I got to do better is limit those bad days, but it's not a right or wrong thing here. It's just that if I'm going to be successful and I want to do this for the rest of my career, I've got to stick to the plan. I can't. It seems like where I have trouble at, and we saw it yesterday, is when I deviate off that plan, then I have problems. So,
Yep.
when I traded all that down to the bottom, I never should have even traded it. To be honest with you, my plan, my strategy is not to say trade that. So,
right.
So we're trying to fix that today. Do I miss out on some moves? Absolutely. With that 50 spot there, could that have been a spot? Definitely could have been a spot to take along. Right now, it's not. It's kind of fighting around it, but I don't have any FOMO right this second. I'm going to tell you that. Typically, when Roy would say I'd get in a trade, I would look, hey, maybe I need to look to see if there's an entry for me there. I didn't even look to see if there's an entry there because it's not my strategy now. So,
right.
And that's not anything against Roy because Roy's doing it different. Right? We all do things differently. We all see the market differently. That's what it is. So.
Yeah, no, and I never take it as a slight if you don't follow me. I actually ping it in my brain and saying, okay, maybe I need to be a little bit more cautious on this.
I'm trying to take my idea here is to take as much negative side out of it, right? Where I don't have to take a big loss. Like Roy right then, if I was Roy and I took that same trade with Roy and I got stopped out there, I would be so pissed right now, and I would probably instantly go right back into another trade. And that's what I got to get away from. So I'm sitting here waiting. We're not far from my spot. If it gets up there, it gets up there. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I've only got one account to trade. It's not like I'm sitting here on, I've got to trade every account, do whatever. I got one account that's left open. Everything else is locked up. So I got to be patient. I'm kind of forcing my hand to be patient here. So, but I'm fine with it. You get to hear me talk a lot of stupid shit between now and then.
That's stupid.
It feels stupid sometimes, but it's all good.
So looking around, you're getting a little bit of a flag forming on Apple, bear flag. Just a nasty drop. I mean, could be a turn, could be a flag forming. NVIDIA rejected its VWAP. It just couldn't quite break above it. It's coming down. You're seeing the market itself retesting 5,800 and bouncing. Microsoft is pushing higher, which is an interesting look. Google basically flat. Amazon pushing a little higher. Maybe a topping candle there. We'll see. Same thing with Meta pushing higher. Tesla being Tesla, just wacky. TLT has come back, and it actually is now looking like it's ticking up. Bitcoin 88,000.
Wow.
Holding its. It's pushed all the way up to 90,000 this morning and kind of has come back. Solana 141 got all the way up to 149.72 and is on a nasty look there. That is not healthy. Gold 29.27 had a dip all the way down to 29. It's ripped up. 24 points on gold is something. So if you guys never trade gold, don't start. Q's 496.
Gold
SPY 578. Gold is the Vegas trip to the casino, if you will. It's not just gambling with gold. There's just more to it. AMD at 100, Micron 92, Palantir 86. I know a guy that sold this at 108, and he's pretty good. So kudos to that person at Palantir.
Yeah, I have no desire to get back into it either, by the way.
I think that was about as beautiful of execution we've seen in a while. So, yeah, getting a pullback here. Market coming back. So you got a candle by candle on the 10-minute to the upside. So you potentially could see a bounce here.
Not really. I mean, it did bounce off anchor VWAP, but it's not a full engulfing candle. So you just got to be careful with it. Not saying it won't play out. I'm just saying you got to be careful with it because it was not a full engulfing. So
Gotcha.
But that anchored VWAP, and we've seen it here. Right now it's holding. It came down and touched it I'm talking about to the penny. And that's kind of where we bounce. So if we break down below it, here we go. Comes the break on it. And the pot right back above it. CVD still holding 9,500. That's what causes me concern here. But we saw it yesterday. CVD was minus 5,000. What did it get? It got to minus 7,000, didn't it, Roy?
Yeah.
At one point. Yeah. And then, like I said, it finished the day at plus 22,000. This is setting up for a very nice move to the downside if it follows through. One thing you've noticed the last few days, we have not had a lot of follow through.
Yeah, no.
So we wait. We wait. Hindsight now, you could look that move, that wick off that 200 up there. Would have been a nice move to the downside. But when you're having to go through all, you got to go through VWAP and you got to go through all the other EMAs. It's kind of hard to hold through a bunch of stuff like that. So,
yeah, put premium dropping a little bit on the SPY.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, call premium also dropping. So,
and volume, I mean, yes, volume's green. It's coming back a little bit, but it's still not a lot.
Yeah.
We're looking well over 50. What would that be? Probably 60,000 or so.
Let's see.
Like I said, I mean, you can look and see.
Yeah. 60, 59.4.
That was pretty damn close, wasn't it?
Pretty good. General market tide is really showing to the put side now.
So I mean, I think we're going to drill down, but like I said, I just can't. I'm sticking to my guns. And I'm trading the breakout at the bottom zone. And the zone, that might be where it stops at.
Mm-hmm.
I just know looking back, we regret when we don't trade the zone correctly.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's been a day that we have where you look back and you're like, oh, that damn zone didn't do anything for it. Well, yeah, it did.
Yeah.
You possibly, if you come up and test the EMAs, if it shows a sign of weakness there, you could possibly take it from, let's say 95. I mean, you could possibly get a very nice move down if it does reject. You got to see some kind of rejection. You can't just put an order there and take it blindly. But if it does come up here and test this and rejects, I might look to take a short and try to run it down to the bottom of the zone. I still don't like where CVD's at. I'm not gonna lie to you. Being 9,200, it's had a decent drop down in it though. But we're going to be patient. That's what we do now, right? That's the new It's the new money.
New money.
So, Bank of England's Taylor on tariffs, we're likely worse off on some margin. Okay. That really didn't say a lot there, buddy. You got a bunch of people from the Bank of England talking. It's not just one or two people. It's like five people. How are you all speaking? All right, here's the break below. You dirty dog, you. Now look, the EMAs came down where it looks like it was better than what it was. That was not the entry. Did not test those EMAs when we were there. That's when it looks annoying. You go back and look at it and say, "Oh, look, this is obvious." No, it was not obvious because this 8 was up here. So. Really getting mixed signals. The only thing that's really lining up, one reason I really don't like this is CVDs. It's come back to 8,500, but you look at Tide. Tide's not really saying much about a downside. More here on SPY Tide anyway.
Yeah, general market tide is matching CVD, but we know how that can go.
Yeah. Put premiums are dropping now.
A pretty good bounce off that bottom of the zone.
Yep.
10 points.
That's why we don't just hop in a short when it broke.
Yeah.
CVD's back to 9,200. Put premiums call premiums are popping a little bit here. So now it'd be harder. Now you look, this doesn't look as good anymore now, right? See how they moved up? They moved. Still have to be, this wick would give you pause, but if you see a breakdown again here, you possibly could play it back to the bottom of the zone again, but I would say you keep your stops pretty tight if you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look, guys, I'll take a trade at some point. Just don't know when. Could be after the stream.
And that's okay.
That's what I keep telling myself. Decent drop and call premiums now. CVD's coming back.
Yeah, I think this could be something to look at because that.
I hate how this looks like I missed this move when I did not miss this damn move.
No, that candle did.
There.
Yeah.
Close right above the top of that zone. You bastard. So one thing you could look at, so there is a couple ways you can play this zone. If it does come down, if it breaks 74, 75, you could take a runner and probably get down to this 68, 25. So that'd be like a 6-point move. If it does break below, you play this break. If you get a close here, and then retest would be perfect, but we hadn't really been seeing that yet. So also, if it comes up and if it tests the EMAs again, if it shows a sign of weakness, I've said this multiple times, you could look to go short there and take it down. And then your target would be down here. You just have to be careful once you got the zone, whether it finally broke it or not. So You can see we've only got one close below it, and then it popped right back out of it. You had that to come out, everything. So you hadn't had a tradable action down here yet. I just wish this thing would pop up and test the EMAs. I mean, that would just give me something good here. Don't do it too fast, though. Actually, a fast move up would probably be the best sign because typically those get filled back up.
Yeah. Was that it?
That could have been it. Could have been. Kind of see what we have now. I mean, you get the 68.25, then you got 44 in play if it does break down. So if it does break down, this is why you can be patient, because you could still get a damn good move off of it. I've got half a mind to take a short here, but and then put a stop up here and let it run.
2 minutes left on the 10-minute.
Just can't break down there. I need this breakdown here. If it breaks 70.25, I will probably add one, but that's only if it breaks it. So. Honestly, the stop should be. I don't like to leave that much room on it, but that's where the stop should be. That's the previous candle.
One minute left in the
10
10-minute.
You got a bunch of orders at 65. Yeah, I don't really love this candle, but all right. So now we can move the stop to there. Might pop up and get us, but we took half our risk off. Man, I wish this thing would just drill down. Let's make it a great day
right.
today.
Hey, come on.
CBD's holding 8,400. I don't like that. I wish it would go down more. It got down to like 82. It has come down about 1,000 points from where it was, but it's still not doing what it should do. And like I said, this might pop up and take us out here, but if it does, it's going to suck because it's probably going to go back down again, but it is what it is. Had a few orders pop up to the upside around 90, 92.50 that's pulling this thing up. Very few. You had 4 iceberg orders that's popped up there. You're getting a steady decline in your call premium. Your put premium is coming down too a little bit. Your volume is at a slight little uptick in volume here on Tide. CBD is back to 8,800, 8,900. So this thing's probably going to take me out. I would guess yep. Let's see how close it is. We're just a tick away. There it is. There she blows. This is probably going to be an annoying one.
Well.
Yep.
The CBD climbing.
89.
Dropped.
Fixing to come up and test the anchor VWAP. $95.
Did not like that 8, did it?
I didn't like a couple things. There's your play again.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get an entry at the 89. That'd put me a stop up here. Which, if it broke these EMAs, that would be a sign anyway. Might not feel it though. We've got this candle's gone. It's going to be a pop up and then a rejection possibly. Just didn't. I had my take profit right above that one that time. And this thing might trend back up. You got your anchor VWAP at 92.50. So right there on that 21. Gonna break break right through it now. Not getting a good enough rejection here that I like. All right. Well, this is it.
All
This
right.
is probably our last hoorah at it here. Our last hoorah at it. General market tide, your volume's green. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. SPY tide, your call volume just keeps dropping. Your put volume keeps dropping. Or sorry, call premium keeps dropping. Your put premium's also dropping. So,
My gosh, look at holdings.
Yeah. Yeah, holdings are pretty bearish. General market tide, though, suggesting a little bit of upside, but you're seeing this pop now above the anchored VWAP.
Yep. So you got the 21 right here. Well, looks like we're going to have another L on the board. Unless we get a big drop here.
What's CVD?
CVD's popping 95. And then you got your call premium trending up, your put premium trending down. This thing's fixing to pop up. It's fixing to pop. Finna take me out here. Took me out. So yep. Now we got to reevaluate our plan. The move was long off the bottom, so everybody knows. Not short. What a damn move back up, man. My gosh.
That's a strong move, yeah. I mean,
I'm glad I didn't move my stop up to VWAP.
yeah.
CVD went above 10,000, but it just came back to 98.
Yeah, market retesting 5,800.
Now the question: if it comes back and tests these EMAs, do you go long?
That VWAP rejection, what's CVD showing?
9,500. Yeah, but see, I did not like the CV. I meant the VWAP rejection.
Yeah.
back to boring silence here.
I was just trying to figure out, it's a bit frustrating because we are back and your zones are that big. You have really nobody's forcing us to take a trade, but you
Right.
try to
No, I mean, look,
take these trades.
what I said there, I would take 9 out of 10 times. So I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
fault that part.
Hmm.
What I got to figure out though is, do I take a long here and try to get up to 58.05, where it seems to be a ton of orders there? All the way to 58.20. You got 300 orders sitting right around here. They could hold this thing up.
Yeah.
And this is just like a minute ago. It's not giving me the actual test I want yet. Maybe it does here. This is anchored VWAP too. Well, we're gonna risk $300. I don't know if it pops. Well, we're gonna risk a little more, 300. Well, maybe I shouldn't risk more, 300. Should have left my 300. Wow, it came right through it. Once I got filled, it just dove right through it. You got the bottom of the orb down here, pretty much right where my stop is. This will be my last trade of the day.
What's CBD at?
95.
Okay.
92. 93. Stops at what, 84.75. Call premiums are popping now, but you put premiums are trending up a little bit. Volume's trending up. CBD's back above 95. Anchored VWAP seems to be the spot right here that it's just staying on top of.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody wondering, I'd anchor my VWAP off the opening candle. So break back up above this little zone. I need to take that level off. It's holding it up now. Still got to get through this. If we could get a VWAP break, this thing could run up to at least the 200, I would assume. But that's a big if. We just rejected the 50 right now. So
Mm-hmm.
CVD did go over 10,000. It's at 10,300 right now. 10,500. I will not let that trade turn red. You know? I'm not going to get anything back out of it, but it won't turn red on me if it blows through it.
Just can't quite get going.
No, we just can't get a move either way. I mean, it's really a sustainable move, right? I mean, yeah, we could scalp. And it might be to the point where we start tomorrow. We just start scalping $200 here and there and get it however we can get it and be done with it. Take 85 trades instead of 2. And that's where we're at. So
and back to 97.50.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna take me out this time. It's got a little momentum coming back. CVD broke below 10,000. Look, I think eventually at some point today, I think we get up here. I mean, possibly. I could be wrong. You're getting a big drop in call premiums and pop and put premiums right now, but it's just, I don't know. Let's see if we can scalp. If it breaks down, we'll see if we can scalp $200 on it real quick. How about that? Watch, if I scalp it, is when it's going to break down and go to low a day. Yeah, I'm not. We're going to at least get 600. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Yeah, you know me. I'm old habits and all shit. I mean, we're gonna make 37.50 on it, or nothing else. So I should have just took $200 on it, but said I was gonna do it, didn't do it. Just had a little momentum that time. Everything kind of lines up. Like, hold on, just wait a second, be chill.
CVD showing.
I'm guaranteed $200. I'm my 200 is there now. So I got 200 back. CVD's not showing up anything. So talk. We can go. I gotta get up. I gotta walk around for a second. I want to write it back, and I just can't do it right now. So give me. Hopefully, you'll be here when I come back in 2 minutes.
Hopefully.
All
right, let's see. 90. Let's go to 92. Let's see. Get a rejection on that EMA. Let's see what happens there. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, it's just big candles. But again, just chop, can't quite break VWAP. So you just kind of take all these little data points in consideration when you're trying to figure out what to do next. 5 EMA talk is coming up. So that's way up here at 58.54. Do we eventually get up there? I don't know. I don't know if we do, but it's definitely not breaking down. And obviously it's not popping up. So it's kind of figuring out what it wants to do. So we will do the same, figure out what it wants to do. Kind of go through the Mag 7. Apple, big stick, looks like it's fading back. It's red by 1.5%. Nvidia does not look good, 0.4%. I think we're about to get a breakdown here. We're about to retest the bottom of the zone. We are testing now the bottom of the zone. So this is where it's been bouncing. As you can see all morning, these wicks have had some power to them. So here's yet another bounce off of it. Does it fade back? Does it go down? Let's kind of look around Mag 7. Seeing not a lot of strength really showing anywhere, to be honest. So it's a hit or miss type effort here on ES, but you are getting that wick off of it. So is it gonna eat up the wick? Is it gonna do? What's it gonna do? But yeah, that bottom of the zone's been very strong support so far this morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tests on the 10-minute chart. And it's taking itself up again. And let's see any signs of life from Mag 7. Apple wicking up. Nvidia showing a little wick up. So let's see if Nvidia can break out. So off that bottom, you've had a push up back into the 90s. Does it reject the EMA here at 92?
So real easy. He asked what the zone is that we charted. So this is the opening zone. So this is from the 4-hour candle pretty much to start the day. So you go back to the last 4-minute candle before open, and that's where I draw my zone at. We're finna get a pop, son. We're finna get a pop. Let's see what we have react here. This is anchored VWAP 2. So one thing, if you've noticed, guys, I do trade the anchor VWAP. So I'm looking, if it breaks above it here, I might take a long. Well, we need to close above it. Kind of rejecting it right now, but your put premiums are popping here. So you got to be careful with that.
Yeah, I mean, that bottom of the zone is just, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like super strong support so far, but when it does want to break, is that going to be just all hell breaks loose?
I still think we get up here at some point. I think I jumped in too quick. The 10-minute candle didn't close above it. Let's look at the 5-minute. 5-minute closed right above it. It's right on top of it now. So
Yeah, there's not much. Just looking at Tide, you got put premium dropping, call premium rising on general market Tide. You've got SPY kind of put premium rising, call premium kind of stagnant, volume definitely in positive, and then holdings you got put premium dropping, call premium rising. So you get mixed signals across the board. You're getting just kind of Nvidia is yeah, that's it. You're just chop. It's just it's deceptive chop because of the range is so big.
Yes.
But yeah.
Stuck on that 50 right there. CVD's ever so slightly creeping up. It's 9,900 again. But it's not enough to, I mean, it's not moving enough to use it, honestly. It just dropped below 98 there. That's not a good sign. And then it popped back up to 98. So who knows? These have to hold or it's going to come all the way back down to the bottom of that zone. Probably. Trump advisor Navarro says Trump was right. There will be some tariff disturbances.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, hold on one second. I got a phone call. One moment.
You're good. You're good. We're just in this trade waiting to see if we can break above. We got to break above this VWAP here to have a chance to go. CBD's gone to 10-1, 10-2 area. So, but it's just not breaking out. Maybe we should go back to the scalping 200. I keep saying that. I don't do it. So. You got a few iceberg orders sitting at 5,800 and then a few at 5,805. But we hadn't had a ton this morning. You had some late. You had more stops hit than anything. Has been the deal. Not liking this pullback here. Not with the CVD coming back the way it has. CVD came all the way back to 96. This thing's fixing to take me out. We should, more than likely, we should cut this thing, but we don't always do what we should. You got orders down at 97.70, 97.77, which is right at the bottom of our zone, of course. I don't love this candle at all. It's going to come down now and take me out. CVD's back to 93. It dropped to 92. Now it's at 94. It's all over the place. 93 again. It'll take us out here. It's really going to piss me off. It's going to take us out and it's going to pop. Dirty Harry, I got it, brother. He said, I've had enough for today. Have a good one. Yes. I'm with you. We traded some chop here. We shouldn't have traded. First couple trades were fine. This last one probably wasn't the smartest trade of all, but You're getting a big drop in call premiums here. We might actually get this breakdown, Roy.
Yeah, I think you're about to get the zone. It's the zone
See how
done
it
for.
Roy, he said I'm about ready to. Dug myself a bigger hole, but still down. Yeah, it happens real easy. I think I've got, even though we're down $1,200, I've got one more trade in me here if it does break this down. Can't just go in yet, but CVD is just it's what I can't get past. It's 9,000. It's holding 9,000. We need to see it break down. Right now, it's telling you. I mean, your volume is dwindling. We're not really. You're not getting sustainable moves. You're getting a range chop. I mean, you drew a range here. I'll say you, but hell, the range is not even playing out like you'd want it to. So I don't know. I got a feeling we're finna break this down, but you can't trade on a feeling. Even though put premiums are popping up a little bit, call premiums are still coming down. CVD's holding 9,200. It's the real shit, people. The real shit. You're seeing the real shit. I don't like showing you the real shit. Let's see the good shit. How about that? Put premiums popping even more. I just can't. I want to take a short here, and I just can't bring myself to taking a short here.
Well, you got a lot of time on a 10-minute candle, and you got a little bit of time on a 5 minutes. So you get these big red candles, and then they just stop right here.
Yep.
So your caution is not unfounded.
CVD's popped back to 94. Make it make sense. Put premiums are going pretty good here, though.
Yeah, I mean, conventional wisdom does say that this is the spot that you're just getting buyers here and seeing if buyers show up to prop it up, and they're not able to really.
You see more volume this time than you've seen in the last couple candles too.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to end up being a decent volume candle. Oh.
Yeah, I'd like to see the last 15 seconds of this candle for the 5 minute show more weakness.
Yeah. CVD went to 8,800 and popped to 9,300 just that quick. I think I've got that stop too close, to be honest with you, but this is it, boys and girls. This is the last trade of the day. Last trade of the day. I said, I got a buddy. He's, I guess they were on a call today with their regional controllers, and one of the people is actually from Quebec. And the regional controller asked the person from Quebec if they paid their tariffs to be on the call. That's actually pretty good. Man, if we could get this break down here, this 70 break, that would be awesome. Now both your puts and your call premiums are trending down. CVD's holding. Magic number is 9,100. It got down to 8,800 at one point. Now it's 91 again.
Yeah, 3 minutes on this candle.
Yeah, the 10 minutes. I mean, unless something crazy happens, this is going to be a decent counter by counter to the downside.
Mm-hmm.
You got a zone here. You got this stupid fair value gap. Is where it's struggling to break down from. The bottom of this fair value gap is 76.
Mm.
Well, if you look at 76 here, we have not got a close below 76 yet. Of course, CVD's going back up again now. Put premiums and call premiums both turn slightly up. Volume is still in control, but volume is still shit on options. Oh, you threw me off there. I looked up and saw that change. I thought I was like, it took it a second. I'm like, did my internet go out? 94, 9,500. Call premiums are just ever so slightly ticking up. You got Microsoft, Meta, and Amazon are green. Apple, Nvidia, Google, Tesla all red.
Apple is a nasty candle. There's your Apple candle.
Yeah.
Yes, now. Minute on the candle.
It'll break 70. CVD's finally come back to 8,700. That's the most we've seen in a minute on it.
$30 seconds on this candle.
Decent pop up on put premiums. Call premiums turn back down. Volumes turn down.
Well, first close.
Yep.
10 minute.
Close below the fair value gap and our zone. If it breaks low a day, I will add one to this, but it's got to break that low a day first. Well, it's actually got to break 70. Because you do have orders sitting at 70. These those orders up, then we should have more of a move to the downside to at least 60. I would say there it goes. We're going to be a little more patient. All right, we're getting 200 back on it, no matter what. There we go. Come on. We got 500 back. We got 600 back. We got 700 back. We'll follow it down. That's going to be tight stops, but to get the majority of it back on one play would be fantastic. I'm going to break it down below this.
Break.
We got 800 of it back. I think I just moved that stop for no reason because I think it's going to catch me here. But worst case, we got 800 of it back. There it is. There's 800 of it back. All right, now we'd probably look at that 68.25 area if it was to get back up here and test that. We might let it go short again. That's annoying. So if I would have added on that 70 break, I could have got 13 more points out of it. That would have actually made it a fantastic day. Looks like we're going to get that 68 test here, possibly. I'm getting a big dip in put premium here, so you got to be careful with this area. You can't just take it. And then you're getting CBD is 8,400. And there's the 68 test, and it popped through it. But hey, that was a feel good trade there.
Definitely.
That was a feel good trade. So all right.
Now you're battling previous low.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed for it to come up here. But if it breaks down back below 68 here, we got to think that possibly it's going to move back down some more. That level was isn't it?
Yeah.
That level's holding it up. Big pop. So it looked like call premiums were going to trend down. They just popped back up pretty hard. Put premiums pop down. So this could be a bad trade here. But I told myself if it broke back below 68, I was going to take it. So
yeah.
You had a lot of volume on this last candle too.
Yeah, I don't think the downside is done. Okay.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, we're sitting at 55 and 52. Now those could move up, could move down.
And
I
does
just
it
don't like that at all.
you know, like tide at all?
I don't like SPY tide.
Yeah, I think it has a date with the 200-day moving average. We kind of talked about that pre-stream. It's like 44, 45 area. Just
Well, that would
may
actually be
take
the
some
same thing.
time to get there. Yeah, put premium dropping. It's not good.
No. They're trying to push it down. I don't know where the push is coming from, to be honest with you. Oh, we just have orders pop to the low side and a few to the upside. They pulled those really quick.
Hmm.
But you got we're sitting at 55 and 50 now. If they could push those below 50, that would might bring my take profit into play here. They pushed it on to 47, 50, and 40.
That's the spot.
Yeah, but they're not. It's not enough of them pushed down. You got too many holding at 55 right now. You need those at 55 to push down. They're holding those at 55. They're not pushing them yet. That's not a pretty start to this candle.
Mm-mm.
We are not going to let this trade turn against us, though. So we're guaranteed $100 on it. So this is how we nickel and dime ourselves back into back into a green day.
Yeah, my take profit trader was down $1,000, and now I am flat.
Okay.
So bounce off that bottom there.
Took us out there. It's okay. These put premiums, man, they are tanking. Big time.
I don't trust it though.
Tanking big. I don't trust it either, but I've got to wait. If it tests 68.25 again, I might get back in it again. I don't know. I don't like Tide. Tide is just actually, if it would get higher than that, I would love it. I don't know. Hopefully, you're not in a trade right this second.
Mm-mm.
Good, then I don't want to actively root against Roy by trying to. I asked him the same thing yesterday. Like, you're not in a trade, are you? Like, no, okay, good. I can root for this there.
Yeah, so here's kind of the other side of the coin, right? It's you're not seeing a sustainable push up. So if these put premiums turn
Yeah.
at any
I mean,
point in
right
time
now,
here, is that going to be the
so kind of looking at Tide, looking at this would suggest that we possibly could flag for a minute.
mm-hmm.
But if we do flag, that means we get more downside. So it's not liking that down level there, is it?
Mm-mm. How far are we from anchored VWAP?
Long ways, 89.
Okay.
Yeah. You son of a gun, you.
Yeah, that level. She's been important today.
Man, we are so close to seeing green.
I argued with myself I was colorblind yesterday.
That really doesn't matter though, right? As long as he was
Just gonna be frank.
I get it. Whoa.
Yeah. What was that?
I have no clue. No clue. This thing's fixing to pop back up. We might be buying the bottom, or I might be buying the bottom here.
It's CVD.
Back to 85. 84.
Wow, it came all the way down.
Yeah. 8,000. 79.
So the pop was there to just make a nasty candle.
I don't know.
I'll take it.
I'm guaranteed to be green.
Battling. I don't understand Tide, but
I don't either. All right, I'm $2.60 up.
look at that. All right.
We were $1,200 down.
Woo. Well,
Don't know who's still here watching. Thank you.
Your dollar per hour at least is not negative now.
It's not. I think that's a great spot to end the stream. What do you think, Roy?
I think so too.
10:30.
All right, guys. We've battled.
Thank
We've misread stuff. We've redeemed ourselves. It's been a fun day. Ugh.
Yeah, a little popping that. Yeah, Roy, what a grind. It's I don't know if I'm done for the day or not. I might trade a little more. We're gonna see. It was hard, but we got back green, so now we can at least take a breather and try to understand what's happening with the market. So,
Yep.
But thank you, appreciate you being here. Appreciate everybody else joining this morning.
Definitely.
Today's Wednesday, so we will be back tomorrow for our Friday, and then we will see you guys in the morning.
Bye, guys. Thank you.